Okay, we are now live. Yay! Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Healthy Women. Nat here, founder of Happy Healthy Women, and I am joined by the incredible Viv Singer today. Guys, I can't even tell you how excited I am to have this lovely woman be joining us, be joining our collective. I have so much to say about this. So, welcome to our lunch hour live. And I'm really excited to have this beautiful woman here. So, Viv is a life coach.
Yep.
She is, our branch director in Toronto East. She is a leader beyond leaders. She is a beautiful member of our collective and contributes so very much. And I'm really, really thrilled to have her here. So, Viv, welcome.
Thank
Hi.
you. Hi, I'm very excited to be here. This is one of those things that you see other people doing and think, that would be cool if I could do that one day. So I'm very happy to be here as part of your collective.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. And I'm so glad that you're on this too. And I guess, we'll just start off by having you, because today we're talking about a couple of things. We're talking about navigation, through divorce and separation, which I think is a really great topic. And I think that women really need support in. So I'm so grateful that we're talking about this today. But before we do, can you share a little bit about you and what you do as a life coach?
Yeah, sure. So as a life coach, I work one-on-one with clients, and in no particular, at this point in my coaching, in no particular area. I'm definitely not somebody that says I'm a business coach, but definitely some of the life coaching that I do sort of leans towards the business side, because a lot of what holds people back from being able to pursue their goals in business is the self-doubt and the inner critic and all of the wonderful lifey things that we accumulate along the way. So so I basically work with people who it may be that they're going through decision making around a relationship. It may be that they're trying to find the courage to show up in social media. That's actually been a really common theme. And again, it's something that contributes to business, but we were having this chat, you and I, yesterday. That it's not about just knowing how to use Instagram. It's having the courage to actually show up and be vulnerable. And that's really part of the life coaching skill set. So that's something that's come up a lot as well. So yeah, really, it's just, I think primarily I'm finding that the women that I am working with are pretty like-minded. I think like attracts like. So a lot of the women that I'm working with are in their sort of 40s and 50s. I won't tell you which of those I'm in. You can probably guess, but that seems to be what I'm attracting. And I think I know from my peer group, especially, that this is a time when so many of us are transitioning. I think, to be honest, I do think not that men don't undergo transition, but more so than our male counterparts often, because the way that we have really defined ourselves, or many of us, is as a nurturer. And if you are in that nurture, if you are a nurturer and you've been nurturing a family and raising a family, it's often in your 40s and 50s that really starts to change, right? And then you're suddenly going, okay, what am I doing now? What's my purpose? And trying to find your voice and trying to pursue your passion and such. So, that's pretty much what I spend my time doing as a coach.
Yeah, I love it. And you are such a, for me, like when I think about you and I talk to you, I feel like you're such a trusted guide. Like you are someone who can really hold my hand and take me through what it is that I need to go through with just trust and honesty. And I love that about you. And you're a pretty funny gal too. So that helps.
Yeah.
Your sense of humor definitely helps. Okay, so let's dive into this idea of navigating through divorce and separation. So I know that you've been inspired lately to make this a topic. You have a workshop coming up around this topic, which is going to be online, so anyone can join this. But talk to me about what's inspiring you to work on this right now.
Okay. So I think, again, part of it is the demographic that I'm working with. The fact that I am constantly hearing from people that have gone through divorce. I mean, it's very prevalent, unfortunately. And having been through my own. And really, I was actually working on an article that looking at an article that somebody else has written about my story, but much of my own story that really was the impetus for me taking any kind of journey that brought me to here, I have to say was probably the separation, like from my ex-husband, because the pain that I went through there just left me in a place where it was like, you reach a point where you realize, oh my God, I have to change my mindset. Like I am so bored of being angry. I'm so bored spending time thinking negative thoughts about this person. Like honestly, I think there comes a point where it gets boring and you almost need to have reached that point, I think, to go, what am I doing? Why am I putting my focus here, right? Instead of putting the focus towards yourself. And so I really felt that, that experience now paired with my coaching skills really gives me a way to support people through this. And I want to just be clear, like the way that I look at supporting people when I say supporting them through divorce and separation is really specifically supporting them through the heartache, because there are so many other aspects of getting through a divorce and separation, right? You've got your custody, you've got your kids, you've got your house and your assets and all of these other facts and that are all at play. And this really is about actually addressing the heartache versus the other logistical issues, of which there are many. But I think the more we can address the heartache, the more capacity we have to address all of the other things with a clear mind as well. So it's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm sure, like, I mean, thankfully I've never had to go through this, but I do feel as though something like this is, I don't want to say easier because it's not ever easy, but without, by working through that pain, it gives you the strength and the courage to do the other things that you need to be doing, right? And there's like you said, there's a lot of stuff that comes along with it. But when you have someone in your corner, when you have an ally that's there for you to help you through that pain, then it makes other things a little more bearable, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that, the big part of that, and there's so many support sources available, right, for somebody going through this.
Yeah.
There are those that have the resilience to do the self-help, right? And that's amazing once you've made that choice. And there are those who, seek the help of a therapist as well. I think the one advantage of working, partnering with a coach on something like this is, something I say to my clients when they try to understand what is coaching about. It's just that when in this moment today, you are living with all of the experience that you have accumulated in all the decades leading up to this moment. So every question, try as you may, every question that you ask yourself as you try to look in, it cannot help but come from your own framing. You know what I mean? Like unless you are open-minded and you're able to look to other sources. And I think, one of the elements of coaching, as you know, as a coach, it's not about giving people solutions. It's about asking them really powerful questions. And through that process, that's a way to help sort of break people out of the frame that they're stuck in, the frame of thinking that they're trapped in, and start to look at it from outside. So yeah, it's definitely one valuable tool for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. That's awesome. And so I know that you must have a few, um, besides obviously like working with you and booking a call with you, I know that you must have a few things, and maybe like a little short miniature piece of what you are going to share in your upcoming workshop. So, what are some ways that we can start to think about navigating those who are going through these challenges right now? Maybe they're thinking, like, I know that, with COVID, it's brought about some insane things, right? Lots of change, lots of transitions. So, tell me what you have in terms of helping us navigate those next steps.
Yeah, sure. I want to add as well that the program that I'm doing, it is as much for people that have just gone through it as it is for people that may have gone through it years ago but are still stuck in it, right? And I think there are many of them. I certainly see many people that are still, still have very toxic relationships with their exes, so and are suffering pain because of that. So this applies to them as well. I think the first thing is making the decision, right? It really is. There's no shortcut. You have to go through it, but at some point you have to decide, okay, I now have a choice, and I can choose to reclaim my life, or I can choose to focus on being right about all the things and all the ways that I was wronged, right? And I know I did that for a long time. I was really stuck in, I am so right about the ways he wronged me. And I will tell you today, I am still right about the ways he wronged me. But it becomes a question of how much, like I said, how, eventually that gets boring. And it took many years for it to get boring for me. And I think it would be, I would love for others not to have to wait until they're really bored of it, but actually make that choice. So that's the first thing, is that you have to make that choice, right? And then I think once you've made that choice, like I said, there are various ways that you can look for support. If as a vehicle for that support, the approach that I take is really this process of self-inquiry. And the first part of that, and I'm actually breaking this workshop into two parts, and the first part of that is going to be, and it's hard to do, but it's going to be looking at what it is that you are getting right now from being stuck in this painful place. Because we're always getting something out of what we're doing.
Right.
And I mean, people not hearing that might think that's insane. Like, how could I possibly be benefiting from the pain that I'm in and the tears that I'm shedding and the anger that I hold? And just as an example, it could be that if you allowed yourself to move past that, you would actually have to start a new life. You would actually start building something, right? And I mean, that's a whole other conversation, but that's really scary. It's like, what is that life going to look like? What is it going to look like? I'm going to actually have to have energy available to possibly pursue a career or manage this or manage that. There's big changes, right? And so recreating your life is always scary. Any transition can be scary. And so that could be one of the things where one chooses to go, no, you know what, I'm just going to keep being busy, being angry. So it's like, first of all, understanding what you're getting out of it. And a big part of that as well is just, I think we can all take great satisfaction, even in pain, we can take great satisfaction from being right. And we just hold on to that. And really, we don't want to let that go. And it is so consuming. And I think such a poor and unfortunate choice of energy use, right? So that's the first part, is really trying to understand what you are getting out of that thinking and why you're gravitating towards that negative thinking. Another big part, which I did and I have spoken and shared about, is assuming responsibility for your role. And there are definitely places where people will say it's very black and white. You didn't have a responsibility there. This happened and you were not responsible. And I can tell you that happened, and I still took responsibility. And I didn't take responsibility so that I could take him off the hook. Like us assuming our own responsibility has nothing to do with us removing the responsibility from other people for their part. It just, again, it gives us a place to focus on something that we actually have control on. And if all you're going to do is sit there and focus on their part, you are essentially out of control. You are giving up your control and your power to that other person. Whereas if you stop and you focus on your part, and your part may be as innocent as having made a poor choice, right? People do that. It's not that your part was that you did something terrible and that you were a failure, but you may have a part of making a poor choice or not using your voice, a myriad of other things. And when you can own up to that for yourself, you can actually direct your focus there. And then you can look at that and you can spend time learning from that. And then you can grow from that. And that's, that is a seed to recrafting your life to be something more than a life of pain. Because I don't think anyone really, really wants that. Right? So yeah, I think that those are the two main parts of my process, at least. And then I think it's getting through that, and once you're through that, being able to actually use your energy to focus on what you want your life to look like. And at that point, it really becomes any other coaching conversation. You know, the first two parts are really specific to coming out of a separation or a divorce or dealing with heartache, but that last part becomes about, for all of us, we want to live a certain type of life, or we have dreams, we have visions, and it's about articulating that, asking the right questions or answering the questions, and then understanding what you have to do to create that. But you can't do that in this situation, I think, without understanding why you're in the pain, why you're holding on to that pain, and why you're choosing to stay there and not assuming responsibility. So that wasn't such a nutshell, was it?
No, it was great. I mean, I'm sure that you know, those who are watching, and I heard so much that I could relate to in other things within that, right? So, so definitely, this is helpful for everyone, and you know, it always starts with us, right? It always starts with us, and so I'm glad that is the focus. And there was a question in our comments here from someone, Dana, who asks, in your workshop, do you touch on, and I'm going to extend this to your coaching as well, because you may not in this workshop, do you touch on finances or anything? So I guess more like the how to navigate like the nuts and bolts of separation and divorce. Do you go through that? Do you give your personal perspective?
Okay. So I don't have personal perspective to lend to that because I had a very simple separation. I was extremely lucky in my case. I was very, very lucky. And as a coach, it is not something that is specifically in my wheelhouse. So I think, you know, I would suggest to any client, I think how it relates to coaching is what we talked about earlier, which is finding the ability to come at these conversations from a clear place, right? Which is not coming from anger, but being able to manage that communication with you and your ex, because that has a huge impact on how they're going to push back or what's going to unfold. So with respect to that, I can certainly coach people. But I would also, you know, as a coach, you direct your clients. Hello, Ella. As a coach, you direct your clients you encourage them to be resourceful. And part of being resourceful is looking to the experts that can help you, you know, where you can't help yourself or where your coach can't help you. So guiding you towards that, yes. Giving you the answers, no.
Not so much. Yeah. And I think that I mean, really the only professional that can give you the straightest answer in that are lawyers, unfortunately. But fortunately, I mean, that's what they're there for. But I do think that is very helpful what you said, because we want to approach that piece of this challenge in a way that we feel safe, we feel well equipped, we feel strong, right? And so that's
and confident. Yeah. And if I can I had a conversation with somebody yesterday during our Monday Jumpstart accountability group, and it was regarding a call that she needed to make to somebody. And she was ready and sort of preparing to, how am I going to handle this scenario and that scenario? And through the little micro coaching that we do in that group, she came away realizing, and this may apply to these kind of conversations about finances that get extremely heated and we're ready to go, okay, if this comes up, I'm ready, right? And just understanding that you always have the right, for example, to stop and say, okay, I hear what you're saying, and now I'm going to take that away and come back to you. And many people didn't actually even think to do that. They think that they need to be ready to react, and then that's what they're doing. They're reacting without thinking, and things get crazier. So even being coached to be able to have those difficult conversations, how are you going to protect yourself in the conversation? How are you going to make sure you take space or step away? That's all part of the coaching process. So.
For sure. I love that. And I think that is so very useful. So thank you for that. So Viv, we're coming to the end of the call. I would love for you this has been really amazing, by the way, like everything that you've offered is incredible. And for those of, you know, our viewers who are watching and are thinking, I'd love to do this workshop. So if you can share where they can find the workshop information, what it's called, and B, how they work with you. So what if someone wants to book a session with you to just talk to you and see what your coaching is all about? Do you offer that? Share a little more on those two things.
Do I offer that? Funny you should ask, Natalie. Yes, absolutely. I do. I offer a consultation with anybody who wants to know more about my coaching process. I also believe that we all have to make sure that any coach we work with is the right coach for them. So I do also offer a complimentary session to anybody who, I like to say, wants to take me for a test drive to see if I'm the right fit, because that's really important. And I can be reached via my website, Viv for Today. And I'm also busy. Thanks to your coaching with my beautiful Instagram account at Viv for Today, so I can be messaged there. The workshop itself is taking place. It's going to be 4 hours, 2 parts, 2 evenings, Monday, August the 10th at 7:30, and Thursday, August the 13th at 7:30 for 2 hours each session. And it's going to be run via Zoom, limited to 6 people, so that everybody has a chance to really participate and, not feel that they get shortchanged by being there. And it's Viv for Today, not Viv for.
I know. Sorry. Keep going.
All right, at Viv for Today. And and so it's happening on Zoom. It's not going to be recorded, and details of that can be found through the Happy Healthy Women Meetup page, and I'm guessing through Eventbrite as well, because I have listed it there.
Yeah.
So that's how you'll find it.
It should be on our website. So sorry, what did you say the dates were?
August the 10th, Monday,
Okay.
and Monday, August the 13th, each evening at 7:30 for 2 hours.
Perfect. So people can find that on our website, happyhealthywomen.ca. And if you go to events and you scroll to August, you will see Viv's events there. Or if you join her Toronto East meetup on meetup.com,
yes.
Happy Healthy Women Toronto East.
Yes.
Awesome. And you can also go to vivfortoday.com and book a consultation with her, as she just said. So, Viv, thank you so very much for being here today and for sharing your heart and your knowledge and your expertise. You're amazing. And anyone would be so lucky to coach with you. I just feel that in my heart so much.
Likewise, back at you. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
lady.
It's been great. Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right.
My pleasure. Guys, go book a call with Viv, chat with her, go to her workshop. It's going to be awesome. And also all her other workshops that she does. She doesn't just focus on this, a lot of other stuff. So check her out. And for those of you who are watching that would like to be a part of this as well and be a leader as Viv is with our community, do touch base with us because we are accepting applications from all over the world for those to step in and share their knowledge and expertise and build their business as a result. So thanks again for watching, everyone. And thank you, Viv. Love you to pieces. And have a great rest of your week, everybody. Take care.
Thanks, Natalie. Bye, everyone.
Bye.